Well, today we are going to do another version of a rum cake. And we're collaborating with a company that actually makes rum.
Mm-hmm.
So Gary
a local company
is going to tell you a little bit about that.
Just to show you the bottle, it is Northern Oasis Spirits, and it's made right in nearby neighborhood over here in Plover, Wisconsin, not too far away from Marshfield. So we're going to use some of their rum. It's called a Riverbank Spice Rum. And I must tell you, I tried a little bit myself, and it is delicious. It's very mild, very smooth. And just to put a plug in for them, I want to just read a quote from their little brochure that was dropped off here. And to quote, "Our spiced rum is infused with 10 natural spices, has subtle orange citrus aroma balanced with deep notes of vanilla, allspice, and cinnamon. A wonderful rum to mix or drink neat on the rocks. Riverbank Spiced Rum is made to be enjoyed at a sandbar on the river or lake, a backyard barbecue, or just sitting around the campfire. One drink is a sure way to wash away your worries and mend your soul. Riverbank Spiced Rum makes every day taste like the weekend." And I can attest to that because today is Tuesday and I had a little bit of it this afternoon.
And you feel like it's the weekend.
And it feels like it's the weekend, and I think it's fantastic. It really is. And this rum you can buy anywhere at all the stores. It's the Sherrill Brothers stores that are local in central Wisconsin. It's available there in all Trigg stores and the retail grocery stores, and several establishments, bars, restaurants. For example, in Marshfield, they have it at the Blue Heron Brew Pub. They have it at Nuts Deep. They have it at the Swamp. They have it also at Jack's and the Lumberyard and the Viaduct Bar. So there's several establishments around Marshfield itself that has that. So once you try it and you like it, go to your local, like a festival or Pick and Save, and ask them if they would be kind enough to start stocking it, and they might order it for you. So anyway, Northern Oasis Spirits. And it's made, like I said before, right in Plover, Wisconsin.
So we're going to continue our cooking show and add some rum.
And we're going to add some rum to this cake.
Yeah.
So let's get started.
I'm just calling this our easy rum cake because it's basically like using a box cake.
Right. Just like using a box cake.
Yes, except we're going to use a box of yellow cake.
Okay.
And a small package of vanilla pudding and pie filling, instant pudding and pie filling. Mm-hmm. And then Gary is going to crack 4 eggs.
Put those in next. Okay.
So we're going to crack the eggs, and then we're just going to beat them up a little bit. And
put them all in at once?
Yes.
Okay.
So you're going to crack it in here.
I
always like to crack it in a separate bowl,
so
just in case.
In case the shells.
Exactly.
Get in.
Yes.
You don't want shells in your cake.
I have the oven preheated at 325 already.
Okay.
Okay. So while you beat those up a little bit, I'm going to add a half a cup of water. A half a cup of vegetable oil. You can dump that in.
Okay.
And then Gary is going to add half a cup of our spiced rum.
Okay.
So you can use, this is a half cup.
So fill that to the
measuring cup, so to the brim.
And typically in boxed cakes, they tell you 1 cup of water, typically, right?
Yes, just a little bit more. You want that all the way to the top.
Your wish is my command.
There we go.
Notice, was that enough?
That was plenty.
I think that's perfect.
That's plenty.
I was going to say, a lot of box cakes, they have you add 1 cup of water.
Or 1 1/4, whatever.
Or 1 1/4, but here we're going a half a cup of water, half a cup of rum. I like that substitution. That's fantastic.
Okay, so we are just going to beat this. You can either mix it by hand until it is just beaten, mixed well, or you can use your electric mixer and mix for maybe a minute until it's just all beaten up well. And then we're just going to turn it off. And we're going to get the batter off of the beaters. That's why I said it's an easy cake.
That's the name.
How easy
rum cake
is that? The last rum cake I made has, this whole homemade
mixture of
starter. They call it a cake
goods.
starter,
Yeah, dry
which you can
goods.
actually make, you know, ahead and then keep that in your refrigerator for up to a month, okay? And then we're just going to give it a little stir. Put it in our greased and floured bundt cake pan. You can also, sure, thank you. You can also do a 9x13 pan. I think it's, you can turn again, please.
Sure.
I think it just looks a lot prettier when it's in a bundt pan.
Yeah.
Especially for frosting purposes. It just gives it a lot nicer look.
The frosting will run down the sides.
Exactly.
Makes it look pretty.
Yep. And after the show, Gary will, you know, lick off the beaters and such, probably, huh?
You got it. I'll do that any day of the week, so not on Tuesdays.
And it's not even the weekend yet.
And it's not even the weekend.
No. Okay.
And there are also, long as we're talking about weekends and other days of the week, Northern Oasis Spirits also has whiskey and vodka. They have what they call a Lakeview vodka and a Lone Duck whiskey, cinnamon whiskey. So just a couple other items on there. If you try that at one of your local establishments, and if I said it's very, at least the rum that I know of that we have here is very smooth and tasty. So
Okay, so you just put this in the oven, preheated 325, and we are going to bake for about 40 minutes. And you can 40, and then you will test it with your tester to make sure that it's done. So I'm just going to put these aside. And then we just happen to have a cake made.
no, not again.
Can you believe it? I know. Just under our magic table. Okay, there it is. Okay, so there's our cake. Then we might even have to test that. Okay, so what we're going to do next, so this rum cake, as I said, is different. So we're going to make kind of like a chocolate ganache, only a little bit different. The last time we did a chocolate ganache, you bring your cream to almost to a boil.
Okay.
This time we're going to add 1 cup of chocolate chips and 1/2 cup of heavy whipping cream. And then you can just take that over to the stove, and you're going
Now,
to...
somewhere along the line, we are going to add some rum.
Yes, we are.
Because that's what this is about.
Right. So you can just stir this up and melt it on about medium temperature heat. You don't want it to boil. Okay, and then we are going...
stainless steel table here too.
Yeah, then we're going to add 1/8 cup of rum. Okay, so we're going to, again, have a little bit...
At this either to cool it down or warm it up. And I'm thinking,
yeah,
I think it's going to warm it up a little bit. I think that looks good.
yeah.
There we go. Now, this
Are you going to do the honors of pouring?
Oh, I think I'll let you do that.
Okay. It's a little thin, so if you were...
It's going to run quickly off the top.
So if you were to, you know, cool it down, obviously,
Let it cool, it'll get a little thicker
would
so
help.
it wouldn't run off, but you're going to have it completely
Right, so
and
we
run.
are just going to...
Hey, there
If
you
you,
go.
if you just do it like, you know, like that, we'll just put it on here.
See, I think the right person is doing this.
Do you think so?
Oh, I know so.
And of course, having the rum in here gives it a little bit more liquid that you wouldn't have had, you know, otherwise too. So this is a little bit different than this is more of a chocolate glaze, whereas when we did, well, similar to chocolate ganache, but when we did the chocolate ganache, you bring your cream to almost a boil.
Right.
And then pour that over your chocolate chips. Let it set up for about a couple of minutes, and then stir it in. So obviously it looks very similar.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't need to cool this frosting down much at all.
No,
I think the way you're doing it right now is perfect.
And then if there's any left, then you'll just have a little chocolate rum drink, probably.
Yeah, I think that wouldn't be a bad idea.
I'm just going to add a little bit more on the sides here. Add a little bit more in the middle. Okay, does that look good?
That looks
So
fantastic.
we have extra.
Yes.
And then what you could also do is when you're serving it, especially as that's cooled down, you could even serve a little bit of extra chocolate with your cake.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and then another little difference is we're going to top it with pecans. So I've just chopped
Sprinkle some of that on.
whole pecans and just put those on top. And I found this recipe, it's an All Recipes brand recipe that you can get online. And the one idea was they had a picture, and I don't know where they got the color, but it was almost like a purplish, you know, like frosting. So I'm not sure what they did to the frosting, but they said that
Camera trickery.
Maybe. But they said at Christmas time they added some red, like maraschino cherries, and decorated the top.
Okay.
So if you're into candied fruit, you know, things like that.
Put that on there too.
And you could put that on there. So what do you think?
That looks delicious. Now, are we going to take a slice of this?
I think we should. And I got a pecan right there,
Throw
so
that
I'm just
down
going to add that. Okay,
So
so
we have pecans. We'll get those out of the way.
we're going to take a picture like that.
Okay. So what we're saying is we don't need to let that set up at all. To cut.
No.
We're just going to.
So we're just going to cut into it.
And you have, can I use this to dish it out as well?
Yes.
This knife?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Just get under that. And like the last rum cake that we made, you could also add another garnish with whipped cream. And I'm just going to take this off and just leave this right there so we can probably,
Wipe my fingers.
Do you think we need a little bit of more chocolate on here?
Why
I'm just
not?
going to
Let's
add
that extra. Let's put that
a
on
bit of
there.
extra chocolate right there to the side.
Yeah. Perfect. Of course, it's been known in the past it's proper to go ahead and eat on camera.
Yes.
We do this quite often, so let's just do it again.
Okay, so something else that we're also doing is in memory of our daughter Melissa, who passed away 15 years ago on October 1st, and she loved desserts. So we're also going to have a little sip of rum.
A little sip of rum.
In honor of Melissa.
Delicious.
So
Riverbank spiced rum, Northern Oasis Spirits. Is that enough?
that's fine.
Is
That's
that
good.
enough? Okay. There we go.
So first I'm going to, I think, try a piece of
Let's have a little
the
piece of cake.
We'll see how that is.
It's got to be delicious. How can it not be?
With some extra pecans there.
I can taste the rum.
Can you taste the rum inside the cake or mostly on the outside of the cake?
I think both.
On the chocolate ganache?
I think both. Definitely in the ganache, in
Okay.
the frosting, but yeah, inside the cake as well.
If you can't taste it enough,
Add some more.
add extra.
Add
so
extra.
that's how it's
That's
going
right.
to
That's right.
So-
So, anyway,
be. To meeting Samantha, Cheryl.
Sam, she
Sam.
she dropped this off for us to try it in a recipe. She didn't know whatever recipe we wanted, so we came up with this one, and it tastes excellent, I think.
Yeah,
And now for a little taste of the rum.
yeah. So to Melissa.
In memory of Melissa.
Really, Melissa.
That is
Yum.
smooth. You can taste the cinnamon, can't you?
All the spices.
The cinnamon, a little bit
It's
of
very
citrus, like I was reading earlier.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Melissa would love it.
She would. Love it.
So I hope you enjoyed this episode of Cooking with Ruth and Gary. So until next time, happy cooking.
Almost. Whenever they say go.
Whenever you're ready.
Do we clap to sync?
No, they're good.
Stole my thunder. That's what I get to do. Okay.
Clap.
Okay, thank you. All right.
That makes you feel good anyway.
Oh, it does. Gives me purpose in life.
Yeah.